you look below it, can you see that white mark? There's like some watermarks below that. What is that? Oh, I dropped it. But oh God, look at that! Look at that! How many F10s are there going to be on the market with this stupid design? Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. Hope you had a nice weekend. So, right now, Monday morning, in the van, now going to work. And by popular demand, we're going to do a journey on that BMW F10 5 Series that I just bought. Now, so as far as, I haven't touched it at the moment. I haven't touched it. You saw at the end of the video that it was filthy dirty. It is still filthy dirty. And it's actually booked in for the body shop. I've got a Volvo in the body shop at the moment. And what the plan is to, when the Volvo's done, which might be today, might be tomorrow, is to take the BMW to the body shop, drop the BMW off, get the rear bumper done, and pick the Volvo up. But obviously I can't take the BMW as it is because it is filthy dirty. So we're going to go to work, get the BMW clean, and then probably take it to the body shop and get the bumper done, and then start prepping it. I think that's just, we're just going to do that because if the body shop's got a slot, get it in there before they get too busy and then they can't do it. So we'll go to work, we'll check out how dirty the old girl is, and we'll go from there. See you in a minute. Well, here she is, look, and what a lovely day it is to be washing a car. But what I've got to do is, I just, anyone that is sort of any subscribers will know I can't be working on a dirty car. And I sort of, to start the appraisal, oh look, such a lovely colour. To sort of start the normal appraisal procedure that I do on every one of my cars, I need to know what I'm working with. And I've only really seen it at the auction or absolutely filthy dirty as it is now. So I'll tell you what, we'll get it clean and then we'll have another look afterwards and we'll go from there. So here I am with my little all-purpose cleaner. Just goes all around the door shuts, all around the scuttle panel, slam panel, everything to get all the dirt out. You'll see me going all over the tyres. I'll do the wheels, I'll do the inner arches, I'll do all the poser mouldings, all the window mouldings. I'll pretty much do everything on the car if the car isn't that bad. Although to be honest, this one, oh yeah, look, I do in the fuel. You've always got to do in the fuel flap. It always gets dirty in there. Then I will get my jet wash and I will jet wash off all of the parts, which I've just done with my all-purpose cleaner. I'll go all around, get all of the green gunk out of the bottom of the window mouldings, all in the door shuts. It makes a massive difference. You get all the cobwebs and everything in there. Then I'll do my initial rinse all over the car, obviously in the fuel flap, as you can just see. You know what, I'm pretty sure my camera falls over here. Look, wait, there it goes. Oh, furious. I actually chipped my camera, that did. Anyway, so I'm doing the initial snow foam here. This will get the main layer of dust off the car, which I will just rinse off, as you'll see in a second, once it's gone over the whole car. Then I'll come along and I'll do the second snow foam and I'll go all over the car again, which is probably when I'll do the wheels again. I'll do the tyres and I'll brush the wheels this time. These wheels really weren't that bad, so they didn't need a lot. They didn't need a fallout remover or nothing. So I did this whilst the second snow foam was setting in. Then I will fill up my wash mitt with snow foam. Oh, there you go, look. And then I'll go over the whole car just to decontaminate the whole car as well as I can, just with dirt. You know, this isn't a fallout remover. I should have done a fallout remover, which I didn't. I'm pretty sure I'll do it later. But I'll go over the whole car and then I'll just rinse it all off again, which should pretty much leave you with a pretty clean car. Oh, I've got a bit of water on the lens there from my camera. Then I end up giving it a dry and looks pretty nice. Right, so this morning when we were out there, we turned up and I said, let's clean the BMW. As soon as I put my camera down to start cleaning, we've just had customers turn up, one after the other, and I didn't manage to get onto it until it's almost dark, as you've just seen, whilst we were cleaning it. So I apologise about the rush. I just wanted to get it washed before we take it to the body shop tomorrow to get the rear bumper done. Do you know what? I didn't even have time to decontaminate the paintwork, which is a bit harsh because I really wanted to put some fallout remover on it because it does need it. It's not that scratched, but it does need a fallout remover on it, which we'll do when we come back from the body shop. But I just wanted to show you the rear bumper really, because I mean that's what it's going to the body shop for. It was hard to see when it was all filthy dirty, but I mean now you can see it's not very happy, that part of the bumper. The bumper's been painted before, but it's, you know, it's got quite a lot of marks on it. It's scratched sort of all the way along. It's scratched on the top here. The marks sort of stop here, which you could flat and get out and then mop out. But you know what? It's been painted before. I mean, the colour match is pretty good. I'm just going to get the whole rear bumper done. You know, I want it to be a stunning car when it's done. I'm going to get the whole rear bumper done. We'll get that to the body shop in the morning. And I'll try not to say that this is, you know what, I'm going to try not to say this is going to be a lovely car for the rest of the whole video. I'll hold them in, people. I'll try and hold them in. Let's get it to the body shop tomorrow. It's a bit windy today. Sorry, people. We're at the body shop. Suffolk Car Body Repairs. So we dropped the BM off. I'll just show you that. And I'm picking up my, look at that beast. Picking up my Volvo V40, which I've just had the near side front bumper corner done because it was a bit marked. That beast, let's get in there and we'll pick the BM up in a few days. Well, here we are, people. I've just come to pick up the car from the body shop. Done the rear bumper look a bit better. Oh, nice new reflector, nice bit of paint, look at that. Oh, sorry about the wind. Right, let's take it back. Well, so in typical Kev style, when we got the 5 Series back from the body shop, you saw us go and pick it up. I got it back. I gave it another wash because it was dirty, as they all get when you either drive them. When they go to they always get dirty. Gave it another wash. I did do a fallout remover on it, as you'll see here, because I didn't do that before. And then pretty much dried it, and then life got in the way. Something else came up, we bought another car, I had to prep that, someone inquired about a different car. The 5 Series went to the back of the queue, unfortunately. It wasn't for sale. I mean, it sat out there with a sign in it, and now someone's actually inquired on it, and it's not ready. So I'll tell you what I've done, I'll tell you where we're at, because obviously we want to do a journey on this car. So I've just jet washed the mats. You know what I'm like with my mats. I don't like them being dirty, and I like putting lines in them when I jet wash them. So I've just jet washed the mats. And this is what, and I've just given it another wash because it was dirty. This is what it looks like right now. So this is, the car really isn't that bad already. I mean, you saw it. It's a really nice car. We had to get the back bumper done, which is now done. The wheels are fine. The centre caps need doing, which we shall do. They always corrode, these BMW centre caps, even tiny little bits like that. I can't handle that, so I'll put new centre caps in it. But as far as the body goes, it'll probably get a 2-stage polish on it, because it has got, I mean, if you can see, like, it's got little scratches in it, and they'll all come out because BMW paint is just so lovely. But you know, there's no denying it's a real lovely looking car as it is now. The other side, so it does need rotary polishing. It will get that. Got new number plates to fit on it as well. Interior's filthy dirty. Can you see that dent in the door? Oh yeah, look at the wording on my sign. Oh, let me bend down some more. Where's the dent? Oh, you see that dent in the wording of the sign? There it is, look at that dent. So we'll get Brian to get that dent out because I can't have that. So the interior is grubby. Seats will need an all-purpose scrub and then a treatment. Obviously just needs a hoover out. Already done the mats. But it's just normal grime. Really isn't that bad. It's not a child car because there ain't been no kids in the back here. No question about that. You can always tell what sort of people have owned cars. Oh, there's a bonus penny in there, look. Cheeky little penny. You can always tell what people have owned cars, literally just by going sort of in the back and seeing what's underneath the seats. And there's always jelly beans and McDonald's chips and stuff when they've been kid cars. But as far as the overall prep of the car goes, it really isn't that bad. Yeah, right, it's going to take me a while, but I need it, you know how I need it to be. I need it to be as new as I can possibly make it, because it just lets the car down if you don't. You know, it's a lovely car. Oh, I was trying my best not to say lovely car. Can't help it. It's going to be a lovely car. It's already a lovely car. But we do need to get onto the issues. So I'll quickly say what the issues are with the car, because a lot of you guys and girls wanted to know what the issues were. So I haven't fixed them yet, but I will tell you what the issues actually are. And I'll tell you, so when you know that I bought this car online. Right, do you know what? I'm really sorry. Got a new camera, got some new microphones, and I just listened to that back, and good lord, the sound on them microphones is bad. They've got to go. So we're going mic-less, just mic on the camera. So I'll tell you what the two issues are with this car, and I haven't fixed it yet. But because, I mean, so yeah, you know, I bought the car online. So I suppose the big question is, would I have known about these issues if I bought the car physically in the hall? Maybe one of them, but the other one, no way, because you wouldn't have had time to check it. So I'll say what they are. The major one, sorry about the noisy road, so the major one is that you can't see this, all you lovely people out there, and I appreciate that, but this footwell was wet with water, and it's still wet now. It's not, you can see a little bit shiny, it's still wet now. I've got to fix that, but that isn't the only issue. And I'll tell you what, I'm not sure where the water's coming in yet, but I've got a funny idea, because it clearly isn't coming in this door. You know, there is no marks on the bottom of the door, there's no tide marks, there's no drip mark, nothing. So I'm pretty sure it's not coming in this door. The other issue is that, let me see if I can show you. What we'll do, we'll just have to jump in a sec. We'll fire her up. Oh, bit of no scrubs. Now, I want to see if you can hear this, because what the actual problem is to do with the heater. When you put the heater, now obviously I drove this home from auction and I had the heater set on here. The heaters were working fine, I got nice and warm. Aircon works, so as far as I was concerned, everything was gravy. However, so because of the moisture in the back there, as we all know, when you've got a bit of moisture in a car and it heats up outside, you get condensation on the windows. This car did that, and I was thinking, must be wet in there somewhere. So we found out that it was wet in there, and I tried to demist it. This happened. This, hopefully if you can hear this, I'm going to do it down here because the blower motor's down here. So if I put this on demist for the screen, what it was doing, it was blowing at full power for about 3 seconds, and then it was going, and then it stopped working. Now it's not working at all. Heater's on full, nothing. The blower motor isn't working. Now I haven't looked into this yet, but I can't help but wonder if this is linked, because when I was in the body shop, when I was in the workshop working on Mercs, you used to get a lot of blocked up drains at the bottom of the windscreen. The water, when it rains, fills up the top of all the scuttle panel, and the only way for that water to go is straight in the heater box, straight through the motor into the carpet underneath. It would soak the passenger footwell, it would drain down to the back, and the blower motor would obviously stop working as well. And I wonder if that's exactly what's happened here. If it has, it'll be a bit of a bonus, really. Yes, I've got to get under there and dry that, probably have to take this seat out, but sort of the next steps is for me to start taking things apart to see where the blower motor is under there. Is it all blocked up? We'll look under the scuttle, we'll look for drains, and we'll see what the cause is. So it's going to be a bit of an operation of elimination here, because as I've said, there's no watermarks on the bottom here. It's not wet. There's no moisture anywhere high up around here. So what I'm going to do, the way I see this, there's a lot of problems you can get with water leaks, and one of them is usually when a vehicle's had a new windscreen. Sometimes if it hasn't been sealed right at the bottom there, that can let water in. But my biggest problem with this one is that it's still got the BMW genuine windscreen in it. This car has never had a windscreen, which is nice because you know that that means the top of the roof ain't going to go rusty because someone hasn't been in there and scratched it all without repainting it. And hopefully it won't have any water leaks. So what I'm going to do to start off with, if this is because of something to do with water drains here, I mean, let's be honest. I'll tell you what, let's quickly pop the bonnet. Right, let's have a look down there. Okay, so yeah, it's grubby down there. I mean, it's not that bad, but it is grubby. But I mean, as you can see, the base where water would sit is a long way down there. You're not going to get your hand down there, so I'm going to have to remove all of this and remove the box that houses. I mean, it probably houses the blower motor in there, maybe. I don't know. We'll have a look in a sec. But it has got a vent in there for water to drain out of. If water was going to go down there, potentially down there, yeah, so it could get down there. I'm going to quickly take out the carpet here because what I sort of, it's going to sound a bit stupid, but I'd quite like to see the reverse of this wet, and I'd quite like to see it wet high up, because if it's high up, that means the water is coming from the front somewhere, trickling down and going underneath. So if it's wet there, that's going to be really wet there, and then even wetter at the back. So I'll quickly take this out just to get to that, just to get to the back of that carpet, and then we'll have a quick look. Taking that trim off, taking the kick panel off, taking the little under tray off, which goes up there. So we'll do this together just to see. Not wet yet. Really would like that to be wet. Oh, I can't get it off. What's going on? Hold on. Sorry about that. Needed two hands. Damn, these BMWs are built too well, didn't they? They've got a proper bit of carpet. Well, that's it. Oh, it's soaked. Oh, it's soaked. Listen, listen. Stuck my microphone down there. Have a listen. Soaked. Dripping. Literally dripping down there. Right. That's good. I know it sounds stupid, but that's good. That means that the water's coming from up there somewhere. You now know that that carpet there is soaked, which means all of that sound deadening all the way to the back is saturated. And when that is saturated, it won't just dry. It will never, ever dry because it's too damn dense, that sound insulation is. So I need to get I'm going to have to get this seat out. And at least, I can't take the carpet out, because to take the carpet out, I'd have to take everything out. The dash out, the centre console, everything. I ain't doing that. But if I get this seat out and get all of this side up, I can probably dry most of it. So I now know that I haven't sorted the leak yet. I know that, but I need to start drying this. The car can stay inside until I fix it. So I'm just going to get this seat out, get this drying, then we'll do some more investigating. So here I am, just taking a couple of trims off from the side of the seat. I unbolt the seat belt, and then I get the seat out. That seat was very heavy. Most of the trims out, got the rear bench seat out. How cool is that? There's a speaker in the floor. Oh dear. Right, that's how wet it is. That's really wet. And that is why this car has been condensating. Look how wet that is, look. But that isn't really the end of the world, because all of this wiring is all completely insulated. And other than the heater duct that goes under here, which is only plastic, I am going to take that speaker out and see if that's contaminated or not. We'll have a look at that. But the main thing is just to get the air to this and get this section dry, because that will never dry if you don't get the air to it. So I'll get all of the excess water out of it. I'll suck all of that out with my wet vac, and then I'll get the heater on it and we'll dry this. Same as that. Then we'll have a look to see where the leak's coming from. Okay, so I'll tell you what we've done. We've done quite a lot of drying. I don't know if you can make this out on camera, but you can see how much higher. I mean, the the floor of the car slopes down, which is why the water runs down from the front to the back. I have got quite a lot of water out of it. I've done some wet vacuuming on the bottom of the sound pads, on the bottom of the insulation pads. Got my hairdryer in there as well, look dry. I mean, we have got quite a bit of water out, and it's nice and clean, which is good. So it hasn't been wet for that long. That's the speaker that comes out of the floor of the car. And if you look at the speaker connector, you can see there on the silver bit that it's still nice and shiny. There's no green furriness. Electrical connectors go green real quick when they get wet. Up here, because so the way I see this, if this is a heater box problem or a windscreen problem, I'm pretty sure it's not the windscreen, but it could be a heater box problem. We've got the bottom of the heater box here, bottom of the heater box there, look, which is, it's got a flat there, so it's probably where the dust filters, where the pollen filters are in the bottom. The heater blower might be in the top. I don't know, there's a pretty big cable there, look. That is going to be the power wire that goes to the blower motor, because you can tell by the size of it. Got this insulation there, that's yeah, that's wet, as you can see. Go up there, I've got to dry my hand. Let's have a look at the top there. Get my hand behind it. That's weird, that's dry. That's weird. It's weird, the top bit's dry. The bottom bit's wet. Really weird. Let me take that thing off there. As you've just seen, the top of that is not wet. The bottom is. And it's only about 6 inches up and down, so there's no way, even if the top was wet, there's no way that's dried and that hasn't dried. I mean, can I get that under there? There's like a random, can you see that? It's like a random yellow plug thing there. I mean, what is that? And the weirdest thing is, if you look below it, can you see that white mark? There's like some watermarks below that. What is that? Right, I need to investigate that. I don't get what that is. Hold on. Right, I didn't want to do this, but I've had to a little bit. I've had to cut, because that's only so thin. I've had to cut that in half. I'll easily rejoin that. I'll seal that back up and rejoin that when we're done. But I need to get this back to see what on earth. See what on earth that is. I mean, what is that massive great bung thing there? It's about 4 inches wide. What is that? Finger there. There's a watermarks there that look like they're coming out the bottom of that. That's got tabs on it. That must come out the front of the bulkhead. Right. We've got to do some investigating there. Just taking that cover off, just that cover that goes off the top here to see. I mean, yeah, it's messy. Definitely has the possibility of something being blocked up. Let me see if I can get the camera down there. That's a bit messy down there. Look. It's got some, right, so if it's got gauze there, that's obviously the heater box. That's where the air comes in the heater box here. That's what that gauze is. It's like a filter to stop everything from going. So the heater blower motor must be under there. I mean, it's got that seal all the way on there, which, I mean, that could be letting water in, I suppose. But that's way higher, so it can't be that, because that top bit ain't wet. It's got to be something lower. But oh god, don't tell me I've got to take all of this off. That'll be horrific. There's brake pipes and oh, good lord. I mean, that thing's quite far over, isn't it? I mean, the heater box is there. quite far over. Where is it? There. Oh, that is. It's got like a. It's got a few. What's that plastic body there? I mean, what is that? Is that covering up that? Right. I think I'm going to take this off and see if we can see anything in there, but I don't think we're going to see a great deal. Let's do some stripping, because I've taken this cover off here and you can clearly now see into the car through there, but all of this is bone dry. I mean, you've got like an insulation pad there. That is absolutely bone dry. It's not wet at all. And all of the upper bit of insulation inside the car there is all dry. It's only the lower bit, so I don't think any of that is the cause, because that's all too high. The rest of it would be wet inside high. It's low, isn't it? Let's take that cover. That was a bit of a pain, but I've managed to get all of the nuts undone for that cover there, because there is a cover there and it's actually gone a bit loose now. It's stuck in there. Get out! Oh, that's good. See, that is wet underneath that. Can we get that? Oh yeah, look a bit. Oh, I dropped it. But oh god, look at that! Look at that! What on earth even is that? Look at the goop. Look at the. Oh, it's all wet. Why is that like that? What is it? Well, it's got to be that, isn't it? Good lord. Oh, I've got to clean all that out first. Let me quickly clean all that out. Clean that out so you guys can see. I mean, what is. So where, I mean, you can see the tide mark, whatever that is, that compartment there has obviously been filling up with water. And I mean, I'm guessing that is just, I mean, is that, that's just plastic, look, it's just falling apart, look, I just ripped a bit off there. So this is the cover, look. So this is the cover that goes on there. Whatever that is, that sort of covers it up. I mean, it's actually got a gasket around there. I don't know why. It hasn't got a gasket around. It stops there, so water can probably get in there. So it can get in, fill that up, but it can't get out because there's a gasket. It's like a foam gasket all the way around the bottom. Why does that even need that? I mean, you can see where it's been full of water. Look. I mean, what is that grommet? Is that like a? I mean, that, do you know what? That could be a hole where different countries have got left hookers, and I mean, the steering column could the steering column go through there? Probably. I mean, I'm guessing it probably could. Is that what that is? I'm going to get that grommet out, or whatever the hell that plastic thing is. Right, so that's clearly got lugs on that thing. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Let's pull that out. Oh, look at that. It's like an old biscuit. So the top is all sound, but the bottom's all broken. Look, I mean, it's obviously where the water's getting in, isn't it? You know what? I love Beamers. You know that I love Beamers. But I mean that, if that is what that is, just a bung to block up a hole, probably for the left-hand drive marker, which I'm guessing that's the only thing that can be. And it's made out of plastic. I mean, come on. If that's doing that sort of job, give it a proper cover that is bolted on, potentially made out of metal with a proper gasket, so it doesn't do that. I mean, how many F10s are there going to be out there? I mean, this is what, a 65 plate? How many F10s are there going to be on the market with this stupid design? I love BMs, but I'm not very impressed with that. I'm going to get one of them on order, and now I'm going to dry out the rest of it. But I mean, at least that's got to be our problem, isn't it? You know what? So I've actually found out what happens. I'm going to try and show you. So going back down to where this grommet thing is. So if I can get my phone in this corner here, can you see that hole in the corner there? See that hole, that square hole, is the drain from up here. So you've got all of the, so when it rains and all of the rainwater comes down here, down through a drain that goes down to the bottom down there. I mean, that's a bad design, really. What actually happens, so the rainwater comes out of that hole down there, and it should drain out, but it's not, because it's blocked up by that body here. So the water is coming in, filling that up, and just soaking through that grommet eventually. But I mean, why do you know what? That is a stupid design, because the water can't get out of here. So that then leaves you a question: do you put this back on? Because I mean, from what I can see, it ain't really doing anything. All the cars under trade, and as you can see, it's dusty all around there. I mean, it's dust that doesn't get wet. It doesn't get any wet from the road because of all the under trays. So I mean, what is that even there for? Do you know what? I probably will put that back on, but I'm going to cut a section out of the bottom here so the water can get out, because that's stupid to me. Right, people, we're back in business. Look at that for the nice new one. Tell you what, once again, it's a few days later. I had to get onto the Honda Jazz, because look at this Jazz. I've just had the wheels redone in sparkle silver, which is really nice. It's got like an extra pearlescent flick into the silver on the wheels. I was like, look at them, look. They usually diamond cut these wheels, but I thought that'd brighten it up. How good does that car now look? Pearlescent white, look. Pearl white, I don't know if you can see that. One owner, been serviced by Honda every year of his life. Little 140, they're unreal little cars, so reliable. How good does that look now? I'm well pleased with that one. Great looking car. But I had to come off this to, you might have seen on the video actually when we were doing the online video, I think the Jazz was there, this was here, but they've moved around. Anyway, we've got our new plug, and rightly or wrongly, so you know what? You've seen in the little boys think what a stupid idea this is. Don't even know why it's there. No idea at all. It's really annoying. However, what I've actually done, because it sits in the bulkhead like that, and all of the gunk from the drain, I mean, you can still see the tide mark there. Look, it was all gunked up, hence why all the water gathers there and ruins that. I've just taken a slit out of it, and it's just going to come straight out of there. Nothing's going to get, there's no need for it off. I think that you could almost leave it off, but I can't leave it off because I feel like they put it there, so I'm going to put it back. But I've modified it, because the way I see it, now it's going to sit in the car like that. Can't even see my slit, look, it's covered up with this sound deadening anyway. The water will just drain out. So I'm realising that I've probably been talking a lot. I don't want this video to be too long. It's probably going to be long anyway. So what I'm going to do, I appreciate that I haven't fixed the blower motor yet, which is in there. It's not going to be a complicated fix as far as I know. So inside of the car, thanks to my wet vac and my hairdryer and everything like that, is now all dry. As you can see, bone dry. Hand under there, squeeze it. It's dry. It's all dry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my CT1 gun, and I'm actually going to, I don't know if I need to So I'm actually going to get my new grommet and I'm going to run a bead of CT1 around there, and we're going to stick it back in, and then we're going to put everything back together. But do you know what? I'm not going to record that. Everyone knows how the car goes back together. I've got to get it back together, and I don't need to film it because you're going to be. So we'll do all that, and we'll run a bit of commentary at the same time. So here I am with my little CT1, sticking a little bead all the way around that bung. I'll then put it back in the bulkhead. If you can see, there's a little arrow at the bottom of it that points towards the bottom. If you're doing this job, make sure the arrow goes at the bottom, just like so, as you can see. And then you'll see, oh, look at the CT1, look perfect, ain't no water getting in there now. Now this is the plate that just goes over that bung. So if you're doing this, run a little bead of WD-40 along that top seal there, because it makes it go in a lot easier. It's really difficult because it gets caught on the rubber just above it. Oh, there it is, where the bolts put back in. That's it, little torque bolts. This is me CT1ing up that insulation on the bulkhead, which I actually cut. I didn't want to cut it, but I had to. So I put a little bead of CT1 up. I'll make it smooth with my thumb, like you can see there. And then I thought I'd put a little bit of tape over there just to make it all seal. It's as good as new now, you know, that's never going to cause a problem. So I just wanted to make sure it was all back how it was. Back in goes the speaker. Make sure we put the plug in, put the little 10mm bolts on that hold it in, and then do them up. Make sure we don't forget to do them up, otherwise that'll be rattling around underneath the seat, won't it? We put that spacer plate back in, just make sure that the carpet's all flat. Trying to get that honestly, that carpet's real strong. Just make sure we get that back in, locate it all back in where it was. Put the back bit of carpet in, and then put it underneath the B-pillar trims. Put the speaker grill back on, do the screws up. Put that little kick panel back on there on the seal, make sure that's in right. And then we come round with the seat. That was a heavy old seat, that was. Get that in without scratching the car, bolt the seat in, and then we are pretty much job done. Well, she's pretty much back together. Looks like a car again, almost. It's got seats in it. They're all bolted in, we're all done. It's a lot easier to clean the carpets and the seats actually. Look at that seat. There's still a lot of prep to do on this car. I mean, I've still got half of the heater box out because the heater isn't fixed yet. I mean, the car's covered in dust again. We haven't even done any paintwork prep on the car yet. But I'm sort of quite conscious now that this has become a little bit of almost a tutorial for this yellow bung problem. If you're sitting watching this video and you've got a F10 5 Series, or a 6 Series, because it'll be exactly the same bulkhead, same body, you're sitting there thinking, oh, I've got one of them cars, then please order one up. I'll tell you what I'll do. Hold on, I'll get the part number for you. I'll take a picture of that, take a screen pic. I will put this part number in the description below, so you can refer back to that if you want to. Go and get one of these on order. They're about 20 quid, genuine from BMW, and replace your one. Because the reality time basis, prevention is 20 minutes. If this happens, it's days of stripping and drying and oh. Chris, if you're watching this, the first ever car we sold from this place was a beautiful one of these, but it was a 530D, same colour as this. I'm sitting here thinking, I didn't know about this when we sold that car. I know about it now. Chris, if you're watching this video, give me a message, drop me a text, whatever. If you want me to replace this on your car for you, let me know and I'll do it for you. I know you're quite capable of doing it yourself, but I'll happily do it for you, because if I knew about this when I sold that car, I'd have done it as part of the vehicle prep. And don't forget to modify the plate as well, because, I mean, yeah, it's taken a while, but if you don't modify that plate, it's going to do the same thing. So we're going to stop this video now. We're going to do the heater and the prep and everything in the next one, because I realise I've gone on quite a lot, and I do that quite a lot. I know that. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button if you like what's going on. Hit that like button. Hit the notifications button if it works. I'll see you on the next one. I mean, what's the next one going to be? It might be the little one series, the little red 1 series. Oh, it's exciting. Might be the second part of this, might be an update on this place, I'm not sure yet. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting the channel everyone. I'll see you on the next one.